Have you ever felt that sinking feeling right in the middle of your chest? You know the exact one I'm talking about. You're kind of subtly double-checking your partner's stories, looking for holes, constantly on guard. It's exhausting. Now compare that to the absolute incredible sense of peace you get when you know, without a single doubt, that someone truly has your back. It's a night and day difference, right? When trust is missing, we immediately trade genuine connection for this state of constant vigilance. But when it's there, it literally changes everything.
Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are unpacking the single strongest predictor of whether a relationship will actually last, the psychology of trust. We're going to look at the science and the structure behind why we trust, how it literally wires our brains, and how we can systematically build it up. Understanding the mechanics of trust, honestly, it's a total game changer. Okay, let's dive right into this. Here's our roadmap for today. What is trust really? 2, the 3 factors of trust. 3, biology and attachment styles. 4, building the trust infrastructure. And finally, 5, repairing shattered trust. Let's get to it. Section 1. What is trust really? Let's move beyond just calling it a vibe. So in psychology, trust isn't just some vague feeling or a mood that you either have or you don't. As you can see, it's defined as a dynamic state where you are willing to be vulnerable based on positive expectations about someone else's intentions. The absolutely crucial point here is that trust requires action. It demands a deliberate leap of faith. You're consciously choosing to open yourself up because you genuinely expect the other person has good intentions towards you. Researchers actually call trust the foundational currency of your social life. And I want you to think of it exactly like money. It's a tangible currency that we trade on daily in all of our relationships. You spend it, you earn it, you invest it. Without this currency, well, the social economy of your relationship goes entirely bankrupt and just grinds to a halt. Moving on to Section 2, the 3 factors of trust. Let's look at how our brains actually calculate that leap of faith. So if trust requires a leap of faith, how do our brains actually calculate it? I mean, we don't just guess, right? We compute trust based on 3 specific calculable factors: ability, benevolence, and integrity. Basically, your brain is constantly gathering data and assessing these 3 slices of the pie before it gives you the green light to feel secure. Let's break these down a bit. First up, ability. This asks, can they actually do what they say? Like, your partner might give award-winning emotional support, but if they always forget to pick you up from the airport, well, you trust their heart, but definitely not their logistics. Next, benevolence. Do they genuinely want what's best for your well-being? Are they rooting for you? And finally, integrity. Do they live by shared acceptable values? When all 3 of these align beautifully, trust evolves from a simple mental calculation into a deeply shared identity. Which brings us to Section 3, biology and attachment styles, because a lot of this is hardwired. You see, our ability to process trust doesn't just happen in a vacuum. It actually starts way back in early childhood. If you had responsive caregivers, you likely developed a secure attachment, meaning your internal blueprint naturally expects people to be supportive. But if you had inconsistent caregiving, your blueprint might naturally expect letdowns. That can make you hyper-vigilant or just super reluctant to rely on anyone else. And the biology here is wild. When we trust, we literally light up our brain's reward pathways. It feels good. But betrayal? That triggers the amygdala, the exact same area of the brain that processes physical threats. This is so important. A broken promise doesn't just make you sad. To your brain, it registers as physical pain. It's processed as a literal threat to your survival. No wonder it hurts so much. Okay, Section 4, building the trust infrastructure. How do we build this on a day-to-day basis? If the stakes are that high for our brains, how do we build a reliable safety net? Well, legendary relationship experts Drs. John and Julie Gottman point out something fascinating. They say, trust isn't built through grand cinematic gestures. It's built in tiny positive moments. It's not the huge romantic vacations. It's choosing to actually turn towards your partner when they mumble something about an article they're reading over coffee, rather than just ignoring them and staring at your phone. They call this your relational bank account. By consistently showing up, listening, and following through on the small things, you are literally making daily deposits. Over time, this accumulation of predictable support creates a massive emotional buffer. So when a serious storm does hit, and it will, you already have the currency saved up to survive it. But what happens when things go wrong? Section 5, repairing shattered trust. Look, we are all human, and mistakes absolutely happen. But when trust breaks, a simple "I'm sorry" is rarely going to cut it. The reality is, true repair is an arduous process. It requires a complete shift from just using words to proving your remorse through sustained, verifiable action. It's about showing, not just telling. There is actually a structured process for this repair. Step 1, full acknowledgement and sincere remorse. You have to own it. Step 2, a non-defensive explanation of what happened. No making excuses. But Step 3 is the absolute linchpin. Behavioral consistency over time. Remember the amygdala we talked about earlier? The only way to turn off that physical threat alarm in your partner's brain is to accumulate brand new positive evidence that things have genuinely changed. At the end of the day, building deep trust is one of the most transformational things you can possibly do for your own happiness and your relationships. It ultimately comes down to consistently choosing dialogue over making assumptions and constantly prioritizing your partner's well-being. Yeah, it is hard work, for sure. But that absolute peace of mind we talked about at the beginning, it is 100% worth the effort. I want to leave you with a thought to reflect on today. What's one small, seemingly insignificant moment this week where your partner, or maybe a close friend, truly built trust with you? Find those moments. Acknowledge them. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.